Hi guys, Idiotly Gaming here, and my New Year's resolution in 2024 is to make more content, and content of me playing games with my friends, and also games that I've really been enjoying. Since December, I've been addicted to this game Railroader, and as a North Carolina native, this game has started to put a pretty special place in my heart, and I'm really excited on what the devs are doing. And so let me just take you through how I would run this railroad. So we don't need the tutorial. I've got a lot of hours in these games, right? Just gonna look over here. Seems like everything's working pretty good. Just gonna put that down right there. Man, look at this. Fog in the air. Look at that. So let's go over here. You start off with two engines, but one is kind of, well, it's kind of sad. But luckily, we have that big old strong He-Man Southern Appalachia strength. Now let's just heave this locomotive back onto the rails. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Heave! Oh God! Let's do it again. Oh man! There we go. Let's see if we can get this tender. That's the name of our railroad, the South Mountains and Blue Ridge Railway. The South Mountains are a mountain range that connects into the Blue Ridge, the north of my home county, and it's kind of the gateway to the Smoky Mountains from my area. So just wanted to honor them and where my family settled hundreds of years ago. So, and this is cool because this could have been a real railway name. And so let's just heave this tender up here. All right, there we go. There we go. All right. Let's see what we got. Okay, engine number 1's on the track. Let's see what we got here. Coal hopper. And it be empty. It is empty, son. We only got a half ton of coal. All right. Well, that's going to be on the first mission, isn't it? Oh, that's the wrong one. I didn't want that one. I know what I'm doing. Aha. Here's engine number 2. Look at that. The 41T G16 Mogul. I think these things came out in the late 1800s. So we're going to select it. Bam. There we have all there. But I've been learning how to use the key binding, so I'm going to use shift right bracket, put the reverser in forward, and then I'm just going to give it a little oomph. Just going to open that regulator just up a little bit. You can customize the whistles, but I think excuse me. You can customize the whistles, but I think the beginning whistle is a little perfect for this engine right here. You can control your field of view. Look at that right there, just like that. We're just easing on through, you know. Don't want to couple too hard, and if you don't like playing in first person, we can always follow the engine right here. That independent on just a little bit, slower down to like 4. Don't couple it more than 4 miles an hour. It says 5, but it always feels a little bit too hard. Bam. So we got it. Let's look here. Bam. Shift. Click. These are glad hands. They're quick connects to the hoses. And it was easier for conductors and brakemen to quickly get those brake lines established, and the air valves are called ankle cocks. So we're going to move this. We're going to set a operations loads to East Whittier coal loader, empties to East Whittier interchange. There we go. Let's get our headlights on. We don't have a back one. And we're going to back this thing up. Now, camera away from the engine, it won't follow it. But if you press 0, it'll snap back to whatever you have selected. So it's going to reselect the engine right here. Well, that's a nice song. Past it, we're just going to get on into the main. While I push up, I might as well add some water and what little coal we have left, because we do have some work to do the first couple of days. There we go, 2 blast for Ford. Let's go. Follow our engine here. The bell has to be, well, not has to be on. It was practice to put the bell on when operating in the interchange in the yard, because a lot of times the engine isn't chuffing. You know, these things are big and they're squeaky, but they can also be quiet when everything's going on. So you kind of want to safety is paramount to the railroad. See, Johnson, he got mangled the other day. The engineer didn't put on the bell. Line it up just a little bit. And when you have, this is multiplayer, and when you have multiple people, I really don't like doing, I really don't like doing the third person stuff. If I have multiple people helping me with an engine, I like to be in first person. It's much more immersive and feels much more cooperative. This is, so a little bit of background on the setting of this game. If you don't know, this is during the transition era of railroading. What does that mean, idiot? Well, it means this is a time where you had diesels and steam engines working railroad lines, a lot of short lines together. I think this is 1954, if I'm not mistaken. So in the early 50s, a lot of railroads started going completely diesel. There was a few holdouts, like the Norfolk and Western, very famously held out the steam for as long as they can, and they had their own steam shots. They made their own locomotives, and one of the most famous locomotives they made is the Norfolk and Western 611, the Queen of Steam. It's a duplex style streamlined steam engine, and see, that's all 1,000 pounds will get of coal. So read it right now. We have 3.5 tons. That should do us. All right. We're going to back this up into the interchange. Let's go toot toot. 3 toots for back. There we go. Gonna raise that up. Where it's our stack. Nope, took the stack out. Both engines are offline now. Great. And this is an early access title. They're working on a lot of the cosmetics. They got the gameplay down pretty well, and a lot of the management stuff. They did really well on that. Let's use my superhuman telekinetic hillbilly powers to boop. Go in there. Don't have my bell on because I'm a bad person. I also just hate the ringing of a bell over and over again. That's just me. You want to know where everything goes, bam, and where you can get it? Look at this. Boom. Throw that brake on. And it's back where it belongs. Huzzah. So you can uncouple these, the glad hands. Shut up, Bill. Shut up, Bill. You can uncouple these glad hands by just clicking this, or you can shift click and it opens them and closes your angle cocks too, right there. So everything's fine. And you're clear to back out. Break off. So we're gonna sell this caboose. The caboose really has no purpose in the game yet, and it's a quick, like almost $4 grand the second day. It really boosts your company up. So that's what I do. The caboose is nice, and if I ever get a lot of people on here, if I do make this multiplayer to show a stream, but I'm one of those people that I'm friends with a bunch of people who, you know, aren't as crazy about trains as I am. But I love meeting other people who love trains. Because I love trains. That's one of the reasons why I really got into PC gaming. I was a console guy forever. Just for the ease. And even with Train Sim World coming to Xbox. Which really made me like realize that I needed to get a computer and play these other train sim games. Because I've always loved trains. Ever since I was little. My mom, you know, I don't remember some of this stuff, but my mom tells me about the times, you know, my grandfather in Iowa, when I visited my dad's parents in Iowa, took me to see one of Union Pacific's big trains in the early 90s when all the steam excursions was happening. I go to the North Carolina Train Museum a lot, the Transportation Museum, great place at the Spencer Shops. You know, all these things. Trains are really one of my like interest. Not really into model trains though. It's a little much for me. But I can respect it. And maybe I wouldn't mind getting one and like paint it up. A real big fan of the Southern Railway. And the Seaboard and Airline. Those are the two historic lines that ran through my town. And which have now been taken over by respectively CSX and Norfolk and Southern. Or no, Norfolk Southern. Norfolk Southern. Got to get that Virginia accent. The Norfolk and Southern. In Virginia. I've met like 3 people in my life that talked like that, and they were from Virginia, and they were old school Virginian. We're just gonna move this into the interchange. All right. This, we're gonna go operate equipment, and we're just gonna sell this. Bam. So tomorrow, when they service the interchange, oh no, we're bleeding air. Nope, gonna have to do it the hard way. All right, special hillbilly powers. There we go. Is it closed? It's closed. Right. It's closed. All right, in the tutorial, they're going to want you to run a passenger service next, but I like to run the logging run, and it really helps you know when you have these kind of contracts, like what you need to do. You know, like if you have, like these are going to, the cars we're about to get are our cars that we use to service this industry, and I think they're compulsory. contracts. I think that's what they're called. I'll be an unsafe engineer. I don't have the bell on. I don't have class lights on. We just winging it up here in the mountains. We just winging it. It's all about having fun. We're gonna drive this little thing like we stole it and not wreck it. As fast as we can and as safe as we can. The South Mountain and Blue Ridge. Speed is a need. And Lord, do I have the need for speed. Let's go onto the cab. We can lean out like we really drive choo-choos. Bring this Johnson bar just a little bit. It's called hooking the bar. Bam. And you just rock it. If you press V and then move your mouse up and down, it's called quilling the whistle. So you watch, you can look up there in the top. You see the, all up in this right here. You got places to be. I'll put on the bell just to give them a chance. You'd never run like this in a yard, but this is a video game. And we're supposed to have fun. So imagine you're fucking walking behind there, like dudes coming up and mechanics up and up to have a smoke. Oh no, we got to get number one. Oh no. Well, have no fear. Train braking is here. Gonna slow her down. Let's put that thing in the shops before we do anything. God. It's already suffered enough. Put it back. Already suffered enough. See what we got. Looking at my butt. Looking at my butt. There's the switch. Throw the brake and hit the switch. And boop, boop, boop. Hillbilly magic powers. Bop, bop, bop. If you're watching this, I hope this is relaxing. We're just going to talk a little bit. Flex my train knowledge. So one of the discords I'm part of, and I really frequently one of the private discords with just a couple of friends. We did a Christmas like white elephant thing. Not a white elephant, it was like a Secret Santa. And my person got me a train shirt, a train calendar, and a train spotting logbook. Which was pretty awesome. I don't use it to train watch. I use it to like, I've put several historic engines in there just so I can like pull up at a glance on like what was significant about them. Put it, couple. Yes. Oh yeah. All right, there we go, bud. There we go, bud. Connect them glad hands. All right, Ned, put it forward. Put forward, Vern. We's a choo-chooing now. Let's go. We are choo-chooing. Time to choo-choo. Places to be. Time shall not be wasted. Shut up, bell. Okay, guys, if you want to use the bell, you can use the bell. That bell sucks. I hate the bell. I don't like it. It makes my brain not happy. The brain has to be happy when nothing serious is going on. Sometimes the brain can't be happy. Sometimes the brain not being happy can make you do some really cool shit. But this is not one of those times. Oh, thanks, phone, for not being on silent. Look, I swear I have friends. Look, one texted me. Get over there. Put it back in the end. You don't have the whole thing. Why are you up here? Just fucking go over here and just... Here, sit down. Wait a minute. I'm back here. Oh, where's your boss? Got you. All right, we're clear of the switch. Let's get this all done. Places to be, things to do. This map is huge. Hold on, I'll show you the whole map here in a second. Once we get this thing tucked away, all nestled and cozy into the engine bay. Fuck it, just peeling it in at 20 miles an hour. What are we doing? Find the brake. Hell yeah. Fucking Tokyo Drift Train Edition. Like the Polar Express. I watched the Polar Express like twice over Christmas. Kids love it. It's a good story too. I have the book. I like to read it to my kids at Christmas. You have kids, read to them. It's good for you and them. Good for you and them. If you have the time, find someone to read to them. Oh my gosh, we did it. All right, let's hire some workers. We're going to go to company tab, little depot symbol right here. Employees. No, that's me. Crews. No, equipment, finance, milestones, locations. Haha. Engine service. I was going to hire 2 guys for $30 a day. Hey, they're in hot cotton, I tell you what. All right, we got that done. Let's look at the map. So this is a real place. You can go on Apple Maps or Google Maps or whatever, and you will find most of these places still exist. Silva, pretty well known. Dillsboro, well known. Wilmot, Thomas Valley. Connolly isn't there anymore. That was more of a logging settlement. Whittier, still a town, still a place. And the railroad follows mainly what they have representative here. It's pretty cool, guys. It's really cool. So what we gotta do is we've got to establish a bridge. A bridge got washed out here, so we're disconnected from Bryson City, which is like the middle. You're like, wait, the middle? Yeah, it's the middle. Not even the exact middle. Look at this. You want to know how to say that? It's Nantahala. Nantahala. Good old Cherokee word. Roto. And then all the way down here to Andrews. I think it's like 60 miles of track. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. Silva, all the way over here to the interchange, to the sea, to the, what is it? Seaboard and Airline. Run through here. So yeah. Look at that. Let's go back into first person. Let's open that door. It's getting hot in here. Again, places to be. Let's go. Going, y'all. We is going. All right. Go too fast. As some famous train YouTuber has said, I don't want to give it all of the beans, just some of the beans. A scoop of beans, if you will. All right, we're coming over here and we're going to get these skeleton cars, these logging cars right here. This is the Whittier sawmill. It's one of your first, it's your biggest money maker at the beginning of the game. Like over a grand, like I think it's like $1,200 a day if you time everything out right. Too fast. Aha! Bam! All right. Throw the brake on. You want to see this in the... How rude. By the way, the character models in this are goofy as hell. I'll show y'all in a second. Hold on. Bam. Shift 2. Bam. Right here. Look at this. Look at this guy. I like trains.
Would you like to ride a train with me?
See. The best. Look at these arms. He looks like a little train gorilla. All right, here we go. We're all connected. So let's get some it's a 13-ton 40-foot skeleton flat car. Operations. Loads to. We don't have any loads to set it to yet, but we're gonna go up to the Connolly Mountain, little grade up there. And let's back it up here. See as the air flows. Let's go all those. Bam. We're all released. Put back 3 toots for reverse. And we're good. Let's go. Let's go. We have places to be. Look it up. Look at the bar up. Now the first engine doesn't have any ass to it. And you'll see, it's gonna struggle pushing these up the hill. Just a little bit. The track speed is like 25 and we're gonna make just that. Hell yeah. Popping out of the fucking switch at 20. Let's go. To about there. Bam. Tinder. I don't want the fucking Tinder. Select that. All right, let's go see something different. Let's use our superhuman telekinetic hillbilly powers. That's what we're gonna call them. The mountain wise men. Grandfather had a word for those people. It's an old country word, but it sounds too much like a slur. It's an old English word. And if you've heard the word queer for strange, not the other meaning, but for strange, the old meaning. There was a country word that I only heard my great-grandparents use and my grandparents use, and they were from the northern parts of they were from like the southern part of the South Mountains to the hills to them. And they used it. I've never heard anyone else use this word this way. Quar, not queer for strange, but quar. And he said, that boy is quar. And he didn't mean it anything bad. It's just that someone is strange. They're not normal. Not to be shunned, they're just different than everybody else. They know things that other people don't know. My great-grandmother was described as quar. She was a wise woman. She was always nursing animals back to health, and she was a midwife. You know, she helped people birth their babies. She had 14 children and 9 lived. My great uncle Bill was born premature in the 1930s, and she built a incubator for him out of bricks and set him by the fireplace in their little house that they lived. They were sharecroppers, and and he lived. He just passed away just a couple of years ago. Lived a very full life. And he loved tractors and trains and stuff too. I never really got to talk to him much, but every time I did, he was a spitting image of my grandfather. They both looked very much alike. But my great-grandmother Dolly, she also had a crow that would that followed her around. This is all what family has told me. I never got to meet her. So sorry, my sons needed something. We're back. Anyway, my great-grandmother Dolly had a crow that she had nursed back to health. It had broken its wing or something, but it couldn't fly again. Crows are very smart, and they attach to people. A lot of people know this. We all see the Facebook post and stuff like that. Well, it's what my grandfather and my mom told me. My great-grandfather didn't call my grandmother honey or sweetie. She was always Ma. You know, if you've ever seen, like, some of the stereotypes exist for a reason. They're true. And instead of saying caw, the crow would go Ma and would hop after her. You know, if you ever seen crows hop across the ground in the morning or whatever, Ma, Ma, to get her attention for her to give him crackers or bread. So that's a cool little tidbit. Can we follow the engine, please, and not the tender? Thank you. Going up this little mountains. See these hills? The Appalachians are old. They are old. Old mountains. Geologists say they're older than the rings of Saturn, which is crazy. So, one of the first surfaced land masses on the earth, and they've been there. And there's old stuff in Appalachia. That's why there's such cool ghost stories about it. And a lot of Scottish and German settlers settled up into this area to escape the British rule before the Revolution. And this area, settlers of this area up into Tennessee and Virginia and Kentucky, what's now there, when they heard that the English were gonna sack Western North Carolina and then move on and persecute them next. Well, they were descended from people who were subjugated during the Jacobite War and faced either imprisonment or banishment into the colonies. So they decided to say F it, and they crossed the French Broad, which was the demarcation line between French and British territory, and it was Indian territory. They fought Indians, they worked with some Indians, they fought others, and they carved out a life. And the people of Appalachia are strong and proud and slow to change and kind of backwards in some ways, but this area is super special. And I'm glad it's getting some video game representation. And this is an actual railroad that still exists that you can ride on today. Not this one. The Connolly Branch doesn't exist. But it's the Great Smoky Mountain Railroad, located out of Bryson City, North Carolina. And you can ride on it. They have great excursions, dining, dinners, dates, Polar Express, winter trains, Halloween trains. Beautiful, a couple of beautiful diesels and a beautiful steam engine that they got from the Southern Railway. All right, come on, push up the freaking hill. Let's go. He don't like going. Forgot to set the switch. I'm so used to playing this where I've already done this. I got too much talking, waxing poetic about my hillbilly past. My ancestors. Some nice music, isn't it? Hear that faintly playing. Tango's playing Valheim. Trying to build his house. Go follow him on Twitch, guys. If you see that back there, Tango's a good guy. I played game with him for a couple years. Put it on here. You want to see where things go? Look at that. You got these. Oh, I forgot to. See? See, there's so much stuff that you need to know to do. So, see this copy to coupled? Bam. There you go. That's how you do that. The little engine that can kind of do it. Come on, let's go. Let's go. It isn't that big of a hill. Let's go. You can damage cars. You can derail in this game. It's not as dramatic as Derail Valley. Maybe I'll do a video on Derail Valley. That's an interesting train game. A lot more involved in this. If you're doing a realistic mode, it's all in first person. It's kind of terrifying to operate a steam engine by yourself in first person. And it's a full, as close as we get to a full steam sim. Got everybody in. Everybody's here. All right. If you're doing this, you got to remember, put a handbrake on. This is a slope, and this car will go. Isaac Newton is your friend and your worst enemy. All right. Well, I'll see everybody back, and we're going to go and couple to a passenger car and do a passenger service. All right, we're coming back on the Y at Whittier. Just strolled down the mountain. I totally didn't almost derail. You can't prove it. You won't see it. Coming up to a crossing. It always makes me feel cool doing that. I just noticed there's no ties right there. That's supposed to be a thing. Is that a thing? I don't think that's supposed to be a thing. All right, we're going to go back into the interchange and grab that passenger car, and then I'm going to show you how to customize it. So you can customize your passenger car. So let's go. Make sure we're all lined in. That's good. Super hillbilly flying powers. That's not. All right, we're lined all in. And I still have tab on. Boom. That's all the bill you're getting. Be happy with it. I ain't Christopher Walken. I don't need no more cowbell. I live in an old house. Well, not old. It's a ranch house built with the cheapest material. But it's a cheap place for me and my family to live. Times is hard. Wait, didn't I say we have places to be?
Let's go.
Damn. Good old class and Pullman cars, and this is going to be the Hillbilly Express. So we're going to rename it, and it will be the Hillbilly Express. Bam.
That's not going anywhere.
Equipment. Customize. Road number is 250. Base color. Oh, let's see what we got. Change it. What color do we want? I want it red? We can do some red. See if we can't. That's way too bright. Darken that up just a little bit. Bam! There we go. I like that. Apply. Text. The Hillbilly Express. Heck yeah. Bam. There it is. The Hillbilly Express. Toot toot. And we're red so we can go faster. That's how it works, right? All right, we're going to go up to the station at Whittier. But before we do that, let's go ahead and look at our locations. So right now, these are all the areas that are open to us. There's all the diesel, stuff like that. Engine service, Connolly Creek. Shows you how many logs we have. Engine service. What are your trains? Hollowfield Heating and Oil. You start out, you can only do these tier 1 contracts. Here. The next little town, Ela. Some people say Ella. Honestly, I haven't heard either way. I've heard either way. I don't think that really matters as long as they're just happy people know they exist. And it was a tiny little farming community. Still's an unincorporated community. No, console, go away. You're so needy. All right, so let's show them the meaning of speed. Go and hurt that bar up.
Oh my gosh, long wacky camera.
That. All in the mail. You want to see if we derail or not? We hit that switch going 30. Let's see. To the winter here. Oh. Made it. We did it. Only 10:40. We're gonna get there by 10:46. Gonna pick up a couple ladies. I need to go see their cousins in the other town. They're gonna bring in some groceries. Whittier was a larger community than Ela, still is to this day, so they would have more services. And as you can see, you can already see some industries. This is not the final stuff. Devs are working on all the buildings, and I hope they really do it justice. Got a whistle board here. Sorry, I kind of hit my mic stand. Ow, that hurt my hand. But let's go ahead and I will kick on the bell for this. Let's start slowing it down just a little bit. Have a water tower. The railroad place these about every 10 miles. Ew, don't judge me. How many passengers we got? We got 24 passengers, not even half a car. It starts off slow, but once you establish that reputation, it'll be pretty consistent little money for you. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna click the passenger car, passengers to Ela Depot. Watch the, all right, we'll come back when they're all loaded up. Shouldn't take long. All give them a ride. Go boys. There's some track speeds here that are at 30 for some of these curves. You can go a little faster, and you'll see that. We're gonna make this thing do some work. At least Mama's got places to be and people to talk about. Did you see what Stacy wore to church the other day? I can't believe it. Did you see what Eunice brought to the potluck at the fellowship hall? Guys, I've lived it. I love old Southern ladies so much. Bless your heart. Now, bless your heart isn't always either you're fucking stupid or I hate you or go fuck yourself. Sorry for the language. It can be a sign of like legit sympathy. Oh my goodness, you're so sick. Bless your heart. I'm gonna pray for you. If you know, you know. Just depends what your relationship is with that person to begin with. I'm a little faster. I don't think this engineer knows what he's doing. We're going way too fast. He drives like my husband, Bill. Oh, we got the wiggle wobbles. The wigglies. But Ela is downhill from Whittier, the physics simulator. I really don't have to do a lot right now. Saving some fuel, saving some money. You know, not much to do the first day. Now, next episode, you're going to see a whole buttload of cars. $32 miles an hour. Ooh, we're hauling the mail. Now, there are milestones, and I can show you this right now. Milestones. Repair Ela track and bridge. I'm going to bite the bullet and buy that right now. Next episode, you're going to see a huge train. It's going to be a big choo-choo train. A lot of cars. I think the first one's over 1,000 tons. So do the math. That's a lot of poundage. Come on now. Squeal, baby, squeal. Got these rails squealing like pigs. Let's go. Let's go. Places to be. These ladies need to get their groceries. Come on. They're bringing them back. You can look up pictures, and what you'll see when we come to Ela isn't really a station. It's such a small community. It's really just a shack that people would sit in and wait for the train to come. Station marker up there letting you know, hey, station's coming up. We're going to put it on. We're going to announce that station that we're going to go there. I forget the actual whistle talk that you have to do for it, but I always like doing that. It's your railroad. Do what you want. American Railroad Association? Who's that? I've never heard of her. See, it's a little bitty shack with a little chimney in it. Railroad worker come and stoke the fire on cold mornings, and people be waiting there to get their groceries. Did we overshoot the station? Nope, we just file it from the back. Don't worry about it. People will get off. We got 20 passengers waiting. Passengers. Whittier. The $24 for 24 fares. It doesn't add up at first, but it will. It will add up. I've played on some people's servers who get $2 to $3 a fare, and they have huge trains, and they're making $3 grand a day off of passenger service. And when the engines cost this, you know, you go to T. And these are all the engines we have right now. The locomotives. Then we have passenger coaches and cabooses and flats. And you can... Look at that. Pretty big, right? Oh man, that electric car is sick, isn't it? Good night. All right. So yeah, you can have all the way up to the big boy. The B65 Berkshire. 64,000 pounds tractive effort. To let you know what that's like, the G16 is 16,000 pounds. Yeah. If you don't need to go there, you don't need to go there with that thing. All right, we're gonna back it up forward. Just gonna say we have a flagman up top. If you want to see the inside of this thing, the cool thing about this is I can get up and I can control this engine a little bit. Let me see the baby. Oh, give it. Ah, I've outspotted you. Well, shit. This is not gonna go well, is it? You got... Shit.
Control 0.
I'll show you later. Oh, Jackal's playing some Breakpoint. Another good YouTube video to watch, my good friend Jackal. inspiration to me, stalwart friend. It's appeared in some of my videos. I've appeared in some of his videos. Go watch Jackal and Friends. I'll put a link to their YouTube right there. I don't like to turn off my little notifications to see what my friends are playing. Getting on some breakpoint. But see, it's uphill. See, we're losing speed. Just got to give it a little bit. Still, there we go.
Not a lot.
Doesn't take a lot. It isn't a big hill. Now, some of the grades out of Bryson, I've only done it on sandbox mode, are pretty. The main goal is to get to Fontana. That's a beautiful area, and they're trying to do it real well. They need to work on the scenery a little bit more, make it a little bit more picturesque. But the Appalachian Mountains are harder to model than the Rocky Mountains, because the Rocky Mountains are rocky. You just have to put rocks there. The Appalachian Mountains are densely forested. They are they are densely wooded. There's a reasons why during Vietnam they would send special forces up there to train in the Appalachians, to mimic the dense forest of the jungles of Southeast Asia. But we really didn't have anything except maybe on Hawaii to really prepare people for that. But the special forces trained in Fort Bragg, now Fort Liberty, and pretty closer to the Appalachian Mountains than they were to Hawaii. So they would train there. And there's stories of Appalachian trail hikers, you know, doing the long trail up from, I think, Georgia to Maine. And they were walking, and all of a sudden boonie hats would appear out of the bushes and go shh, and they would just walk on by, and you're just like, what in the world? It's like 8 of them just appeared out of nowhere. And yeah, and that still happens to this day. The special forces do still train in the mountains, and you can find the people around Fayetteville have bunches of stories about running into teams doing training out where you wouldn't expect them to. But I personally thought that's dangerous, because dudes popped out wearing fucking camo and guns and stuff like that. It scared the poop out of me. If I was armed, I might fire. I might realize, oh, these are the good guys. Well, good guys, depends who you are. Always find that funny. All right, we're coming back into Whittier. Let the station master know there's a train a-coming. And then we're going to cut it off here. I hope you enjoyed this little episode. Me rambling on about my esoteric knowledge of North Carolina. The close place to my... The United States as a whole has a really cool place in my heart that I've grown to love. I used to be really big in European history, and now I've really latched on to my local history. Especially now that I have kids, and I want to teach them that, you know, where we live is cool too. Because I've seen Europe, and Europe is, if you're from Europe and you're watching this, you guys have, it's so amazing to be able to walk into some of those buildings and touch some of those ruins and everything. But it's also cool that we're here and I can touch them, because America is so young, but it's affected the world so much in that time, for good and bad. So, but guys, thank you so much. We're stopping into Whittier. These ladies need to get grocery shopping. And we're stopped there. We only have 9 people waiting. We're going to call it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. And leave a like, a comment, share, subscribe. And if you're a veteran or first responder and you're looking for... Shut up, Bill. I'm doing this. If you're looking for a community of gamers to play whatever you play, please, the link in the Discord is down below for Krieger Gaming. Krieger Gaming is an official 501c3 charity, and our goal is to help as many veterans and first responders feel seen and heard and listened to through gaming. We are not for profit. And I personally am in a leadership role there, and it took me a year to get there because I wasn't sure about it, but I know for a fact the heart's in the right place. And we've helped. I think we've answered over 160 calls for help so far on our buddy check system. All of our buddy check members have training and certificates to deal with that kind of stuff. If you're a law enforcement officer, we have law enforcement officers on there. If you're a firefighter, we have firefighters on there. If you're an EMT paramedic, we have EMT and paramedics. If you're a veteran, we have veterans. We have combat veterans, like normal service veterans, active, reserve, guard, whatever. Whole gambit, even European and Canadian members. Please think about if you're feeling a little isolated and you need some help, or you just want to hang out with people that are just as messed up as you. Links down in the description. Also, you don't need to be a veteran or first responder to be there. We love when civilians, quote unquote, come and play with us too. Again, God bless you. May He keep you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.